He knew he was gonna have to give it back sooner or later because he wasn't the rightful heir. He took advantage of his father's blindness, inability to see what's going on. So these 12 banks that I'm talking about are the ones that signed the treaty with the Moors in order for them to set up this company over here for this treaty period. And they signed a contract that was bound by heaven and earth because there was no person sitting on the ruler seat, council seat 50. They had to follow it according to the laws of the judgment. And that's what ended up getting us trapped. And that's how they already knew about the 400-year affliction before it happened, because they could see from the outside of the timeline, and they had to direct everything into a central point. Yeah, they degenerates. But there are some people on this planet that's a couple thousand years old, and they know what's going on, and they hide in secret because they don't want y'all to overthrow them. But they gotta go. You know, they ain't welcome here no more for the dirt they laid down, and the dirt that we gotta clean up. And this is what prompted me to talk about the audacity of ignorance. People will burst out in ignorance and say some stuff and expect you to accept it as if you don't know what you're talking about. That's audacity. Tell you you don't know what you're talking about, but they don't know the right answer. That's audacity of ignorance. Man, that ain't true. Prove it. No, well, what's the right answer if mine is wrong? I don't know, but that ain't it. No, it don't work like that. If you're gonna tell me I'm wrong, you gotta show me what's right. You can't tell me I'm wrong until you can show me what's right. And anybody that pay attention can see it's not right if all your kids at home fighting and then you go home and stop all the fights at the school, but you won't stop your kids at home from fighting. That don't even make sense. That's what they telling us when they say go over there and deal with China issues, America. America need to deal with what's going on over here. They need to deal with giving us back what's ours. All the rest of that stuff gonna work out. They need to give us back what's ours. And we need to look at the scenario of how we deal with the situation, because what they really want us to do is get ignorant so they can try to hold on to power. But they already know that as long as we don't get ignorant, their time is up. And so they are packing their shit to go, and the people, ignorance is holding them here hostage. They don't even want to be here no more. You know, except for the Pope, because he know he got a day of reckoning. And they got that imposter parading around like the queen ain't dead. She been dead. But we all keep falling for the shenanigans and parlor tricks. That's the ignorance. That's why we lose sight of how they trick us, because we accept stuff like we all jump behind the rally to go liberate some Chinese people, and we watching us over here die. We watching us over here be oppressed, our wages being stolen through deception and trickery and deceit. Politicians trafficking in little kids. We sitting over here watching it, and they want us to go over there and deal with somebody else's issues. You tell all them people that be going down there to D.C. talking about they need America to intervene somewhere. America need to intervene at home. That's where they need to intervene. All these mothers need to call their kids home from the military to come secure home. That's what they need to do. Shit, we in the middle of a real touchy situation here. You know, these people gonna be out here in the street begging us to go help somebody else when we won't help ourselves. I don't want no parts of that. They can keep it. Anybody don't want to help themselves don't need no help. They want you to do it for them. That's that entitled shit. That helpless entitled shit. I ain't gonna go do the work. You do it for me. I need some help. That ain't help. That's doing it for you. Motherfucker don't need to do nothing for you. You need the help. You need help. Ain't nothing wrong with helping somebody, but when they ask for help and then they leave you with the bag, that ain't help. Hey, Rhonda. So And ignorance, the ignorance be spawned to say something that you should do this, that, and the third, but they won't deal with the issue at hand, the closest thing to them first. And that's the problem. You know, they asking the same devil that got their foot on their neck to go get the devil overseas foot off their people neck over there. What part of the game is that? That's like upside down and backwards to me. If we want to do everything right, you start closest to yourself. Start working with yourself first. But they don't listen. It's a hard road to travel. So, I'm going to take this time now. I'm going to take questions. If anybody got any questions that they want to know, just a good time to ask them, because I don't really have much left on this topic. But I just wanted to point that out. So if y'all shoot a question in here and we add another topic to the subject matter. I don't see none in here yet. Actually, Brandon just came in. Got any questions, Brandon, about anything? I was in there talking about the audacity of ignorance and how ignorant it is for these people to be in D.C. right now holding a rally talking about stopping something going on in China when it's going on over here. And that's, you know, so that's what I was on just then. But right now, I'm taking any questions. So I'm going to give it a couple more minutes. If nobody asks no questions, I'm going to wrap it up. You know, so it's basic energy conservation. You know, if you got a leak in your water hose, before you try to water your neighbor's garden, maybe you should patch that leak up in your hose. And then you could probably get a more effective water supply where you need it. You know, so pay attention to what they rally against and what they rally for. Because all of it is used as tools of distraction. It's a misdirection to point you in the wrong way on purpose. So, if they want to hold a rally to talk about the indiscretions of China, that's foolish when they don't want to deal with what's going on at home first. I don't understand that. That don't make sense. So if you don't want to deal with the struggles that we have over here, how can you deal with the struggles overseas? That's ignorance. You know, that's audacious ignorance. They read the whole list of everything that's going on in America off and said this going on in China and America need to intervene. I don't know. I just thought it was
Agenda. It's not just free Larry Hoover. It's free Chief Malik Angel Bay and all political prisoners. It's to put the matriarchs back in positions of power across the land that they're supposed to be in by the natural right of the earth right. And from there, we can then begin to see our way because we already know how to do it all. You know, I know Christina, but that's okay, sweetie. Me and you gonna talk in the background, and we gonna pick up when I get done. So, um, Free Larry Hoover is the battle cry. The battle cry is us reclaiming our shit back by understanding that we didn't come on those ships and that we understand who came, what they done, how they done it, and we are not falling for the banana in the tailpipe anymore. So that's the whole agenda is Free Larry Hoover in a nutshell. So Free Larry Hoover is the battle cry, and everything that we want comes with the Free Larry Hoover agenda that we pushing. It's unilaterally across the board, restoring the organic people back to their organic positions of restoring the balance to the land and to the people. And for those who came as immigrants, they're gonna have to tribe up with us. They're gonna have to find a tribe that's gonna be willing to accept them in and to give them ceremonial tribal rights. That's all it is to it. Or else they're gonna have to get the fuck out of here. You're either gonna click up with a tribe or you gotta go. And that's I mean, you're gonna be part of a tribe. We not finna do this um uh Democratic Republic pedophile patriarchal cult phenomenon any longer when y'all get ready to unify. So that's my exit out of this video. So keep your head up, and we gonna see 3 chiefs walk the land. And Tukey is the shocker. Remember that. There's treason, high treason, and an act of domestic terrorism and warfare. So it's in the mainstream now. This is the beginning of the flip, right?
I
That
was just
came
on
out yesterday.
Facebook so I can tag my mama, but that's okay. I just screenshot this part. What time? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
At 2:22.
if they know, listen,
Listen.
if they caught the server being hacked in real time, and they captured the person that was hacking the server overseas. I think he was in Italy or Germany, and they caught him, arrested him. He's in their custody. They got him. He told who was involved with him, who told him to do it, and from there they was able to backtrack through all of the motherfuckers that infiltrated.
Changed the whole thing with blockchain. Like they caught everybody red-handed, but I think it was all in stages. We had the child predators that they had to get up, and they started that. Then it went into, we knew the government people, but we didn't know how many government people, judges, cops. It went, so they had to get the local. Then there's all these other players now, low hanging fruit, I think, and the low hanging fruit, all of these people that have been taking kids and stuff like that. I just think it's a huge operation going on that we are seeing, and it's trickling, and we've been waiting, but it's like you and I talk all the time, like, where the people at?
So in on the grassroots level, we're talking about the average everyday person that go to work, come home and pay their bills, and don't really watch the news and not really up on current events. Most of us don't care about that shit, but we should, because it all directly affects what our future look like. So now is our time where we can just use our system of an oral tradition and hashtag free Larry Hoover all day long and fuck their algorithms up.
Yep.
Right? When we fuck their algorithms up, we fucking with their money. Their money is predicated up on the algorithm, so they'll know how to advertise. Now, they don't like you fucking with their money. They would rather for you to fuck with their women and their children than to fuck with their money. Right? So we want to fuck with their money so that they can say, hey, that's too much. You know? Play doctor, poke them around until it hurt, and when they scream, you know you got them. This gonna make their ass scream. 2022, hashtag free Larry Hoover is the battle cry. And with that, Larry gonna come out and tell us everything we need to know about these motherfuckers usurping the leadership on the land and occupying us as an occupied territory.
Yep.
This same exact script played out in Afghanistan and Iraq.
You say occupied territory, and we just discussed how DC now says military, and it is. And when you go there, the people that watch the lives every day, it's nothing but military there.
Right. So why would they take down the POW and MIA flag? That's the $1 million question.
That is the question, because we all have been on flag watch, as you've been stated. So what flag should we raise, though? Yeah.
We need to get a new flag, because the original flag we had, it's still in secret somewhere. I believe that they peeled that motherfucker out of the George Washington Memorial Time Vault, and that's why they was opening all those Masonic time capsules a couple months ago. You remember that?
Yep.
Right. So in the meantime, right. So in the meantime, we have what we call the United Nubian Nation of Moors, MUURS, and they have flags from the respective nations on the land that's in allegiance. You can pick up any one of them. You can raise a Nation of Islam flag. You can raise a Nubian flag.
I'm just
You can
asking
raise
quick
a
because I can take it down. It ain't nothing but a 30-minute drive.
what?
A flag.
Mm-mm.
He get
So
quiet on me
it's
when I get direct. Y'all see this? I'm glad we on the out. We out in the public now. Cause I be asking you like, you can fix this real quick. And I think I know
mm-mm.
where the flag at. Why you said Washington?
Yeah, the George Washington Masonic Memorial. It was in a time
But
capsule.
wait, Rod, it's a lot of memorials around here, but there's a main one here, not too far from here, on Charles Street.
Okay.
Seems like yeah, it hit me, so it's close. Whatever that's.
So the George Washington Masonic Memorial is the place where everything was hidden at because the symbolism say that it's there and it's in a cornerstone. And the only way to access the cornerstone is it must be shown by the capstone. And the capstone is the keystone.
Would it possibly be on top of a obelisk or
No,
near
it's gonna
obelisk?
be it's gonna be in a chain in a little box in the corner on the side of the pillars. I can show you on the picture.
Well, you need to send me on the picture because I think it's misdirection, and it might have been in the original spot the before it was swamp. Because I've been showing pictures that the memorial was swampland before the reflection pool, and that was 18 something. That was late. They built all this stuff. The late 1800s they built DC. So it has to be the original spot, which is around here. I'm about to go on a field trip, but I need a flag.
This is the building it's in.
You want to send me that? I need the outside too. You blew my mind about the castles in prison. I thought about it and then I dreamt about it, and then you posted some more pictures and I was like, oh shit, this is sick. They really did do that. That's sickening.
Yeah.
We had castles
Yeah.
here
So
and they made them prisons. Like, what the fuck twisted shit is this? And they put us in it.
you know why? When they read your energy signature, right? Especially the men, if they want to keep, all they got to do is watch you, and they know when you're gonna be born based off the positioning of the stars. Then they can attach you to one of the prisons. You're gonna automatically go to prison, but you ain't going to prison. It's just upside down and backwards. They sending you to castles.
The crazy thing is, long story short, I'm about to get off to Google Earth. I was, in this one Facebook group, and they use the satellites and be one of the spots. I thought it was in Portugal, but it was actually in Italy, and it just looked like a castle. And I have actually been there in Portugal, and when I looked at it, I noticed the crest, and I noticed the flagpole didn't have any flag up there, but it was one of those defensive medieval castle towers. And it took me through a tour, and I'm looking at it. It looked very Celtic in the flower designs and the stone and just everything. And I'm just like, wow, that was one of those strongholds to keep the Christian Moors from coming across. It was like one of them chokehold points. I was like, this is crazy. And the fact that I've been there, but you were just talking about, I noticed the flagpole didn't have a flag.
Yeah. So
I don't know why I'm
now,
flag territory.
so if you look at the COINTELPRO operations, I can't pull the videos up because they're gonna cut me off.
But it ties into what you were
But
just talking about with Hillary and
now
FBI
the
spying.
COINTELPRO operations put what you call branch offices. They was called the Black Desk in all of the major cities. right? Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, Boston, Baltimore, Miami, Houston,
Where around
Dallas,
this time? Was
Atlanta.
this Black Panther time or after?
They start setting them up in the early civil rights struggle before the Panthers even rose
Okay,
up.
so like,
Most people don't know COINTELPRO go back before the 50s, but they don't start documenting it heavy until the 50s when when they get all of the local agencies involved.
yeah, because they was getting intel on us in the 1954. I think it was How to Sell to a Negro. They were studying us then when we were actual families and units, and they were just trying to figure a way in.
Right.
Yep.
And our families used to be so tightly knit that it was difficult to infiltrate,
Because we had
right?
everything in our communities. We had food. We had our own stores. We had our own shit. We did. We forgot.
Right. So all of the trinkets they was offering us, we wasn't accepting them until they started blowing motherfuckers up. Black Wall Street, Rosewood, Chicago. They burned down New Orleans. They burned down Philadelphia. They blew Philadelphia up as recent as '83. So
Exactly.
they've been they've been look. No foreign country has ever bombed America. All of the bombings that we had over here has been done by the establishment that we called our government.
Mm-hmm.
They did all of the dirt, from burning them down to flooding them out by blowing levees and blowing dams that they built to hold water back so that they could blow them later and then
And
flood the
then when we
community.
had the flood in the cities part. And I keep asking, I'm like, I don't know if it's in St. Louis or Chicago where there's like Egyptian structures underneath the waters. And I'm like, what the? I didn't understand that they could flood a damn town like that. A whole remove it, make it a lake. And motherfuckers got ski
Right,
boats on top. Like, this should be enraging me for a minute. And I'll be looking at other people that still be supporting and talking about Obama and all this government shit. I be looking at y'all haven't woken up yet to all of this stuff. It's out of control. I didn't even see some
well,
girl do a whole video talking about exactly what you're saying. Homeland Security has changed the definition of terrorists, domestic terrorists, to anybody questioning. So it goes back into the whole subject. Long story short, but in the video she did say she got. I'm like, you know what? And you
the
talk about
first
freedom of
wave,
speech. It's like, at what point are we gonna hold the motherfucking line?
look, at this point, we at the
Oh,
point
I know
now
it's about to
where,
be done.
right. So as long as we don't say nothing, we are complicit in the dirt. As long as we say something, we ain't got no parts in that shit. Separate ourselves from it by joining forces together, saying that shit ain't got nothing to do with us. All of they fake courts, they kangaroo courts and all that shit, the motherfuckers don't need to be here. We didn't have no prisons over here. That's one of the biggest things that nobody's paying attention to.
What was the date
Why
on
did
that
we
too? It was 1800s. It was like, even in the colonies times they said they didn't have prisons. So it's like, who thought of that shit? Who's the father of prisons? And then had the warped ass mindset. Let's make castles. Who is that
so
nigga?
the first prison was established in Pennsylvania,
Penn. God
and
damn. Mm-hmm. They,
so now you know why you got the name called State Pen.
mm-hmm.
The State Pen was, so when you look up the first prison in America, it's gonna take you to a prison that was built in Philadelphia, and they say that it was started by some Quakers, and it was designed for them to take their um errant people, the ones who couldn't conform, and give them a time to repent. The original name wasn't penitentiary; it was the repenitentiary, where you were sent to repent for your sins, so they could save your soul. That was what they call a Quaker construct, right? Silence, walk in a straight
Is
line,
Quaker German
highly uniform.
or
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Certain people keep
So
pointing out. I just hope y'all hear that too. That German cool motherfuckers. Rothschild, 13 families. I know what my target at.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now they talking about prison reform. I'm talking about prison abolition.
Friend, all the captives.
Hmm.
It's
So
like I
the
be thinking about
government,
what they doing to them right now. And have you talked about the federal prisons been on lockdown? Have they been let go because of the incident in Texas? Like I haven't heard anything. Like, and that was the F
prison.
fucking BI. That was the FBI head agent was in charge of deciding to shut down all the prisons and lock them down. Every last person, cause to keep them safe.
Hmm. Look, so COINTELPRO have varying different resources they disposal to get the leadership off the land so that the people can be stuck. I had this guy, I can't remember his name. He's from Australia, and he was talking about the Americas been these metropolises been here for thousands of years, but they trying to tell us otherwise,
If you
right?
go
And
into any Tartarian mud flood group, they will show you so many buildings, and they were like, "It is no way they could have built this in 50 years or this years or whatever they little." And it's always around 1800s. They slap their little time on it when they discovered this shit, our shit.
well, you got to think about it. The bulldozer ain't even 100 years old. Think about that. The bulldozer is not 100 years old. The crane is not as old as the bulldozer. So when they was having to build these giant buildings like those prisons you seen, and they built them.
Before I told it to you, I questioned it myself, right? And when I questioned it, I had to make sure that this shit was on the up and up. I'm not gonna tell nobody no bullshit. I don't care what your background is. I don't care what your skin color look like. I don't care what your hair texture is. I don't care what your height, your weight. I don't care how ugly or how cute. None of that shit don't matter to me. I'm a grown ass man. And I feel like as a grown ass man, anybody that can't handle the truth gonna get abused with the truth until they get to the point where they can actually handle it, right? Um, my shit is genuine because my heart is genuine. I'm not in this shit to have followers. I don't need followers. Right? I'm fucking yes me and running behind me. Yes, master, what can I do? I don't want that shit. Right? I want stand up motherfuckers that if they think I'm wrong, tell me I'm fucking wrong. But if I'm right, I'm gonna tell you I'm fucking right. In this case, I'm 100% right. And as a grown man, I don't have I don't have enough give a fuck to lie to you because I don't think that you can do nothing about the truth that I tell. Right? Like, if a motherfucker don't like me telling the truth, I don't think that they can do nothing about it. I mean, so why would I tell a lie when I already have the truth at my disposal, when I know it because I lived it? This is my book of life, right? So from the 312 to the 313 to the 213 on a zigzag zig off of West Coast 440 turnaround off a monkey backflip to a straight bump on a turnaround off a papillon, which is a butterfly. And the butterfly effect is flipping the Mandela effect. And the Mandela effect flips Winnie the Pooh. And Pooh was a bear. And the bear is the queen mother bear of the bear clans. And the mama bear said that y'all need to know Papa Bear is a whole fucking gorilla. And before you grab a hold of that motherfucker, make sure you can hold on tight. Because at any given point, when he get tired of the bullshit, he gonna bust you in the head with some facts that you didn't even think he had. And they been on the books the whole time, but you was so busy trying to tear a motherfucker down that you couldn't see the motherfucker that came to build you up. So, from the mouth of Mama Bear, Black Girl Magic, Rudolph the Randolph, the motherfucking red-nosed reindeer. We talking about Bambi because her mother got murdered right? So if they murdered her mama, they murdered the deer, the doe, the female deer, right? Trying to catch a ray or drop a golden sun, they done motherfucking brought in the darkness. But we finna flip this shit upside down, turn it around, jolly up the yellow brick road with the Tin Man, the motherfucking cowardly goddamn lion, the Leo, and we gonna take this motherfucker by storm. Don't believe me? Just ask Dorothy, right? She got the Toto with her. And when the total add up, it bounces off of a black dog, right? And the black dog is yapping. Why in the fuck is the dog yapping? Because it's the invaders at the gate. So the dog said, watch out for these motherfuckers that's coming to steal y'all shit. So when the dog went to yapping, I paid attention, right? So the scarecrow wasn't so goddamn scary after all. And that motherfucker had a brain in the end. Y'all motherfuckers fell asleep fucking with the Tin Man, chasing your tax identification number, right? But in the end of the day, when you got to the end of the yellow brick road, you was at the Emerald City. And the Emerald City is the Crystal City that's landing on the Emerald Lake in Colorado. But y'all not ready to hear that shit because y'all be thinking a nigga be making shit up. I don't have enough give a fuck. My gumption doesn't move high enough to make none of this shit up. I'm just going to tell you what I see. If you don't see it, that's not my fault. Real recognize real. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to put on these glasses. Sometimes we got to beat your ass and make you wear these motherfuckers because they live. And if they live, they trying to take our life. And if they trying to take our life, I'm trying to stop them. So you're going to be part of the problem or part of the motherfucking solution because it's cleanup time. I brings all the receipts when I tell y'all something. I don't just be making shit up. Right? I've got the most receipts on file. You can go look at my Facebook. They took my other Instagram down with over 10,000 posts of motherfucking receipts. So, and then this one got receipts on it. You can scroll this motherfucker and get plenty of motherfucking receipts. Because this motherfucker loaded with them too. You know, and then you can go to my Soro Sapien page on Facebook that's tied to this particular Instagram, and you can get some more receipts over there on that page because I done posted some over there too. You know, so um, I'm just saying, this shit ain't always what you motherfuckers be thinking it is. Y'all think that motherfuckers just be in this shit to hear they self talk. I don't like to hear me talk. I like to hear me thinking. I like to hear me in the motherfucking gym getting my exercise on. I don't like to be on social media, right? But since I'm on social media because I can reach the most of my people through a social media platform, I'm going to be right here on social media telling y'all the information to help y'all motherfucking bump y'all level up. And those who want to bump their level up gonna bump straight, but those who get mad, frustrated, and angry because they want to stay where they at, stagnant and underdeveloped, then, in the words of Noble Drew Ali, then leave your ass in the state which I found you, ignorant idiot, you befuddling fools, right? So, I don't know who this motherfucker is, Scabbard 10. But I'm going to have to go over there and inbox him and have a little conversation behind the scenes, right? Because I ain't going to motherfucking report nobody. I ain't blocking a motherfucker. You motherfucking rotten motherfuckers that come in trying to motherfucking upset the peace. I'm here to establish justice. So you going to get rolled the fuck over or you going to bump straight. Them the only two positions it is left. Either you motherfucking bump straight or you getting rolled the fuck over. There ain't no fucking else where to go. Ain't nowhere to fucking hide. Right? So get your motherfucking shit together. Right? Ain't nothing personal. It's just family business. And the family is in the business of reclaiming the family fortune. And the family fortune is ancient. We got old money. Them motherfuckers thought they knew what old money was, but you don't know what old money is until you got pharaoh money. Because the oldest money on the planet is the money in the coffers of the motherfucking pharaohs. And y'all thought the coffers of the pharaohs was in Egypt. That shit over here. Why you think these motherfuckers came over here? Talking about they was looking for the city of gold, Cordoba, right? And they came over here slaughtering motherfuckers looking for the city of gold. But they should have been paying attention, because all the time they saying Atlantis sank, that motherfucker flew away. So you wasn't going to never find that motherfucker while you was digging up under the motherfucking ground, blowing up cities, causing mudslides, great fires all crawl across the land. And you telling the people that they was some slaves that came on ships from Africa, when you know good and goddamn well these motherfuckers was already here. These motherfuckers been here so goddamn long, wasn't no here when they got here, because they had to build here in order for it to exist. That's the shit I'm talking about, right? So, motherfucker can continue to say that I'm making shit up and continue to say I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm gonna continue to motherfucking assault them, rape their ass with receipts. They gonna be receipt raped, right? The Grand Canyon got motherfucking a whole lot of shit in there about our history and the relationship to Egypt. So that's the keys to unlocking the mystery as to who built the pyramids, where did they come from, why did they build them, and what was they used for. All that shit is in the Grand Canyon. But they don't want you to know that. So I'm going to tell you what they don't want you to know, because I know what they don't want you to know. Yep, they going to get receipt raped. Every time they come with that bullshit, I'm going to pop them in the Badussi with another motherfucking receipt. Yep. Twin pillars. East and west. Opposing viewpoints. Upside down, right side up. So let's see, let me see if, so, that's 9:10. Flipping off the sacred seal here. I'm going to do some invites to this video. I'm not really sure what the subject matter is. I'm just going to roll with it. If y'all have any questions, well, I'm going to say that again and I'll get done. I'm about to do a lot of invites. I'm not really sure what all we going to be touching on, but we had some interesting things transpire in this final phase before disclosure, public disclosure and public notice about the return of the ancient ones. It was once written by the great Empress Verdiasi Tierra Galston L. Bay, who was cousin to Noble Drew Ali, and she only been gone a few years from the physical form, but she left a body of work, and it's called The Return of the Ancient Ones, and it's talking about the time of now when those of us who were in the quarantine. So I'm going to go over the quarantine. I'm going to go over messages from the Galactic Council today. This is what I'm getting it in as. I didn't know what this was going to be about, but I'm going into it. So we're going into the quarantine, the messages from the Galactic Council on the return of the Ancient Ones. So I still have a post to do tonight to show y'all the 7 African powers and the 7 Loa of Doom. It's actually way more than that, but those are the main ones. They all are in control of a chakra. In the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, he calls them cycle. Why do we call them that? Each one of the 7 chakras up the middle has to be opened by the person living through a particular cycle within the life cycle itself. Manly P. Hall discussed it as alchemical internal processes. So we're going to touch on that, the sacred secretion, which they call the gold elixir of life, of eternal life. And you have to learn how to raise your sacred secretions. We're gonna touch on a few of these things. Just giving y'all a little insight as it's being told to me. I had no idea what this video is going to be about. The psychic phenomenon associated with the spiritual development of the individual is phenomenal. It's amazing. This and psychics, that bullshit. I didn't ever believe in that. Well, then I always been psychic, mind you, but I never believed in psychics. The reason that is because there was a lot of people using what they called sleight of hands and trickery to deceive people and make them believe that they are actually performing a psychic feat, a high spiritual feat in a low vibrational state. That's not possible. But we're going to touch on a few different topics as I go through these invites. So I'm almost done. I'm not going to invite everybody in my friends list. I'm just going down inviting it as I go over what I'm being told to talk about. So far I got 4 things. I got the quarantine, message from the Galactic Council that came in within the last 24 hours. And I have the sacred secretion and how to raise it. I'm going to touch on those 3. There was one more. Quarantine, Galactic Council, sacred secretion, and the return of the ancient ones. Now, I'm going to touch on the religions first. I'm going to come out the gate and tell you every last one of them full of shit. Okay, I'm going to say that again. All 3 major Western religions, Judaism and Christianity and Islam, is some bullshit. I don't think y'all heard me. I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to let y'all take it from what it's worth after this one. If you think that you are Israelite, you fucked up in the brain. If you think that you are a Jew, you fucked up in the brain. If you think you follow somebody named with a book that's still out there, you fucked up in the brain. But that ain't your shit. That's not the shit that you was promised. I don't got nothing to do with you. All that is a distraction for y'all. Don't fuck them motherfuckers up. Blow that shit off the earth. Them motherfuckers are just imposters looking for a place to be in a place they don't fucking belong. Let them stay over there. If they come over here, I got something for their fucking ass on my motherfucking land. Let them stay the fuck over there. And they can take all they Muslims and they Jews and they Christians with them. We are originals before all that shit. Before you even knew what a Jesus was or Muhammad, and we lost the war. Didn't worry about it because we always had a contingency to recover. Anybody who don't understand that you was never in slavery, as in they went over to Africa, kidnapped some motherfuckers, put them on a ship, brought their ass over here packed like sardines on a motherfucking 6-month voyage, and brought them motherfuckers over here. The census report doesn't match the motherfucking data. So you gonna either believe the census report or that fantastic ass fucking fairy tale about them shipping some niggas over here. What's up, Ryan? You can believe that bullshit if you want to. Anybody that got 2 drops of common sense that ain't so common no more, look at my baby, what's up, Dora, would know that shit don't make sense. Anybody that got 2 drops of sense, no, you ain't gonna pack no motherfuckers in no sardine can. Have these motherfuckers sleeping in they shit and piss for 6 months and they live to tell the fucking story. Who the fuck telling the story? It ain't them. Because if you put a motherfucker on a goddamn plane, boat like that, E. coli is gonna kill him. The decay of the acidity of the fecal matter is gonna kill him. The urine and the putrefaction of the fecal matter mingled with the urine is gonna suffocate him. It's gonna drown him. It's gonna become a gas chamber within a week. When they packed that many motherfuckers in, where the fuck was they shitting and pissing? Think. If y'all can think, what prophets say, if I get you think you say your goddamn self, you won't even need me. Think. That shit not possible. This the return of the ancient ones, and I'm gonna tell you the fucking real. They own some bullshit. Alright? So now, the return of the ancient ones, they not gonna return in the form of body that they was in back then. That body is dust now. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. From dust you came, to dust you shall return, physical form. But the consciousness that drives the great individuals, what they call your intelligence, the mental mechanisms, the codon